In this video, we are going to talk about how Elon Musk became billionaire. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. If you don't chance to be born into the Saudi royal family and want to become a millionaire, there are a few options. You could come up with one truly brilliant concept, such as a new computer operating system or social networking site, and then turn it into a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Alternatively, you could follow Warren Buffett's lead and make a decades-long sequence of savvy, low-risk investments, then sit back and watch the money roll in. Then there's Elon Musk's action. Musk made his fortune in a different way than the majority of today's well-known billionaires. He didn't have just one brilliant idea, he had dozens. Instead of a slew of smart, safe bets, he opted for a handful of breathtakingly dangerous bets. But, even if it wasn't obvious at the time, there was a method to his madness. Musk became the world's wealthiest private citizen this year as a result of his bets, and their far-reaching consequences from privately launched space missions to an electric vehicle titan that has left the auto industry scrambling to catch up have earned him the title of Times Person of the Year for 2021. Musk came from a wealthy household. He showed an early knack for computers, creating his own video game at the age of 12. He moved to Canada when he was 17 to avoid military service in South Africa's apartheid state, enrolling at Queen's University in Ontario. He transferred to the University of Pennsylvania in 1992, where he majored in physics and business administration. Musk may have gotten his first taste of dangerous business operations on Penn's tree-lined campus, when he and a few buddies rented out an off-campus property and transformed it into a nightclub. Then it went off to Silicon Valley and grad school for a while. Musk enrolled in a Stanford physics PhD program, but dropped out after only 2 days. Young entrepreneurs were beginning to realize that the internet, a newfangled web of computer connections, could be more than a nerd's playground, and Musk wanted to give it a shot. Musk co-founded Zip2 with his brother Kimball as an online business directory, a form of web-enabled yellow pages with maps, a novel concept in the mid-90s. Elon and Kimball attracted investors and hired outside support to operate the company, which signed arrangements with the New York Times and other publications. They sold the Zip2 to Compaq, a struggling computer manufacturer, for $307 million in 1999. Musk made a tidy profit of $22 million from the Zip2 deal, and he immediately spent $1 million on a McLaren F1 supercar. "It's not consistent with the rest of my behavior," he'd tell CNN, which had witnessed Musk receiving the automobile at his home. Musk damaged the car a year later, while he was demonstrating its acceleration, and unintentionally launched it into the air like a frisbee. The multi-million-dollar sports automobile was not covered by insurance. Musk, on the other hand, has already moved on to his next project. Peter Thiel, co-founder of the payments business Confinity, was in the McLaren with him on the day of the accident. Neither Thiel nor Musk were hurt in the accident. Musk had invested his millions in a new online banking company called X.com. In March 2000, the two companies merged, producing the company that would later become PayPal. Musk was named CEO, but the board of directors ousted him in September, while he was on vacation, replacing him with Thiel, partially owing to a disagreement about the company's servers. Leaving the office when there are a lot of important things going on that are causing people a lot of stress isn't a good idea, Musk would later reflect. Musk, on the other hand, retained ownership of the corporation. When eBay paid $1.5 billion for PayPal in 2002, Musk walked away with a $180 million windfall. With all the things his new millions could purchase, Musk didn't end up relaxing. He launched SpaceX in 2002 with the apparently absurd goal of populating Mars. The following year, he put more than $6 million into Tesla, which at the time was little more than a pair of founders with a vision for electric sports vehicles. The business intended to transform the struggling area by utilizing new lithium-ion batteries, which were both light and energy-dense. Lithium-ion batteries were primarily used in small electronic gadgets at the time, and one of Tesla's key achievements was scaling them up, allowing it to develop an electric vehicle with significantly higher range than prior electric vehicles. Both firms struggled in their early years, and Musk claims he used almost all of the profits from the PayPal sale to fund the ventures. SpaceX had a string of failed flights that nearly drove the company out of business, while Tesla ran into difficulty when its engineers discovered that its prototype battery packs were prone to catching fire. Former Tesla Chief Technical Officer J.B. Straubel says, "It was a potentially company-ending discovery if we couldn't fix it." During the Great Recession of 2008, Tesla almost went bankrupt. Musk's investments eventually began to pay off. Tesla began mass-producing its first mass-market car, the Model S, in 2012, after securing a $1.6 billion deal with NASA in 2008. Tesla is now a juggernaut, dominating almost two-thirds of the electric vehicle industry in the United States. In the field of private space exploration, SpaceX is without a doubt the unchallenged leader. Despite the fact that Tesla manufactures fewer vehicles than major automakers such as Ford and GM, its stock has skyrocketed in value. Tesla's stock price has more than tripled in the last 18 months, putting its market valuation at over $1 trillion. Even after selling almost $12 billion worth of stock in the last 2 months, Musk still owns a sizable portion of the company, and executing his more stock options could leave him with a larger ownership than when he started. It's anyone's guess if Tesla's huge value will be maintained if Tesla's stock declines, so does Musk's fortune. He presently owns around 17% of Tesla's shares, worth $175 billion, which accounts for the majority of his net worth. Musk's 48% share in SpaceX, plus cash and other assets, boosts his overall net worth to about $266 billion, according to SpaceX's October funding round. He's also invested his money into new businesses. Musk founded the Boring Company, which builds tunnels, and Neuralink, a neurotechnology business, in 2016. Both are now worth several $100 million. Those two most recent ventures serve as vivid illustrations of Musk's entrepreneurial attitude. Both are highly speculative endeavors. Neuralink is working on psychic machine interfaces, while the Boring Company wants to change infrastructure. Experts say there's little chance either will pay off in the long run, but Musk's bread and butter is big bucks risk-taking. Musk went from a lucky youngster with a dot.com fortune to the world's wealthiest person using the same strategy of throwing millions of dollars at impossible undertakings. Or, at the very least, the richest private citizen. Musk told Time in early December, "I believe Russian President Vladimir Putin is much wealthier than me. I can't go about invading countries and stuff like that." Early years of business. Elon Musk sold his first product when he was 12 years old. That video game was one that he coded entirely on his own. Eventually, he was able to sell it for $500 to a PC newspaper and make $500 in cash. As the internet began to take shape, Musk and his brother Kimball came up with the idea for Zip2. The goal of Zip2 was to generate city guides that would be available for online newspapers to use as resource material. Musk made off with a cool $300 million when Compaq purchased the software 5 years later, in 1999. Musk, on the other hand, was not content to simply sit on a pile of cash and let it accumulate dust. He decided to put his newfound knowledge to good use and co-founded online bank X.com the following year. That company amalgamated with Confinity in 2000 to establish PayPal, which was ultimately purchased by eBay in 2002 for $1.5 billion. Following the sale of Zip2, one of Musk's first large purchases was a McLaren sports car, which he drove around in. It was one of just more than 60 models produced in the world at the time. However, the following year, while out with business partner and PayPal co-founder Peter Thiel, Musk had a car accident and totaled the vehicle. SpaceX. In 2001, Musk decided to devote his time and energy to space exploration. He began working on a project known as Mars Oasis. His goal was to determine whether or not a modest greenhouse built on Mars would be capable of supporting the development of edible vegetables. The goal of this effort was to elevate space exploration to the top of the general public's list of top interests. With the assistance of Russian aeronautical engineers and designers, he attempted to get the idea off the ground. After failing to persuade them to lend their support, Musk took it upon himself to create SpaceX on his own dime. The corporation would be tasked with the development of low-cost rockets. As a result, the Space Exploration Technologies Corporation was established in 2002. In the firm's nearly two-decade history, Musk has accomplished things that looked unattainable for a private company at the time. A long-term relationship with NASA was initiated by SpaceX 4 years after the company's establishment. After successfully launching and docking vehicles at the International Space Station in 2012, the SpaceX Dragon became the first ever commercially manufactured spaceship to accomplish this feat, ISS. In the following years, the business decided to develop rockets that could be reused again and time again. What's Elon up to these days? Aside from running Tesla and SpaceX, Elon has become something of a celebrity thanks in no small part to social media. When he's not sharing memes or promoting his business, he tends to be generating controversy and headlines. In 2018, he got the attention of the SEC over a tweet claiming funding had been secured for potentially taking Tesla private, which affected the stock price. That tweet was a violation of the U.S. securities laws, and both Musk and Tesla were fined $20 million. Final thoughts. Despite the fact that Elon Musk is seen as a hero in certain circles, and a monster in others, there is no doubt that he has worked extremely hard to become the richest man on the planet. No one could have predicted that the journey would begin with the creation of a video game at the age of 12. Bezos may be biting at Musk's heels, according to reports. He, on the other hand, shows no indications of slowing down anytime soon. No matter if we see life on Mars or more electric vehicles on the road, Elon Musk has proven that being a guy with a plan is a wise investment. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.